Yeah, so just to quickly give a background, I think, um, and I think I attended my first Marin Promise meeting 7 years ago. So in the iterations, and um, through, it was through these partnerships, as Rondell said, we had a gap in services. We knew that we weren't serving all of the students well enough, and we also knew there was a lot of partnerships. And one of the things that was amazing about this Marin Promise, they came in and really were able to sort of, as Rondell said, bring all of the partnerships together with the school, and sort of almost curate services, right? Like they were able to say, so here's where all these resources are, and helped us hone in and say, so, here's this kid, here's the data we gathered. We think this is a support that they need, and connect the student with that support. It just made, how we were able to be more efficient with working with our partners, our community-based organizations and nonprofit partners, to make sure we were directing students in the right place, right? Like here's the, and as Rondell said, sometimes the first connection doesn't happen. So sometimes you have to keep trying to provide the correct resources until something clicks with the student. Um, so I think a lot of what we were able to see was by just using the resources that are existing more efficiently to better serve the students, we were able to see an increase in engagement, increase in success, increase in the kids having a caring adult on campus. As Rondell said, someone they know that we're paying attention. And it really did, as I like to say, it sort of really tightened that safety net. One of my favorite things about Success Network is, the spreadsheet has, here's the student, here's what's going on, and then who's going to connect with the student, right? So they don't leave a meeting without saying like, so this someone needs to connect with the student, and who is going to do it. And I think that was the missing piece, is a lot of people thought somebody else was connecting with that student and somebody else was doing it. But now we say, well, no, we know who's connecting. And if that person doesn't connect, then who's going to try next to connect? And so it has really helped, I think, the school to better serve the students. It's, creates these really important conversations. It helps us to have data-driven decision-making conversations. Um, and then the student voice piece, right? The students, it's important for us to know who the students are willing to talk to, and how do we grow that? How do we build those connections? I think another piece of the Success Network that sort of became an outgrowth of it was the mentor piece, where, the students now have a mentor that's a teacher on site. So it just adds another person to that sort of um, circle that's around them. And the mentors meet with the students one-on-one, they have lunch, they connect, and sort of help them learn how to advocate, um, help them to feel more comfortable approaching a teacher or somebody else to say, I need this, or I don't understand that, or can you help me with this? And I think that's been a tremendous asset. I think one of my favorite stories from that is a student coming to their mentor and saying, I made a mistake. And the mentor was like, okay, let's sit down and talk about this. And the student had had done something with it, has misspoke to another. I don't know the exact details, but the student immediately came to the mentor and owned up to what had happened and wanted to make it right. And the fact that the student had an adult in the school to whom they could report and completely avoid this turning into some kind of disciplinary measure, but rather it turned into an opportunity for the student to have a real sit down and have a real conversation and express their frustration and what their needs were, and have a sort of restorative conversation. So that is such a golden nugget of students feeling heard and belonging in a campus, that it's just been invaluable. And so we've expanded to Redwood this year, which is in Larkspur. And what's amazing is our community was asking for it. The Redwood community was like, we need that program here. The word was out that kids were being better served, and they like it. The students really like the program. And so this year we scaled it to Redwood, even during COVID, or because COVID it was even more important to have it now. And the Redwood program looks a little different because it's going to serve the Redwood community, but they're taking so much of the rich material from the TAM one and building out their program at Redwood. And the goal is to then next year expand it again out to our HS 1327/Drake campus. And again, to build a program that is really specific to the needs of that campus and the community that they serve.
Thank you.